All right, we got Heat 1 here on the board. Sorry we're a little late here with the uptake tonight, but we are here at, this isn't the Honky Tonk 150, or the Honky Tonk 50, this is the, I gotta make sure I get it correct here. We're at Slinger Speedway tonight for your enjoyment here with SRA. 6 laps to go here in Heat 1, I believe, is where we're at. Camden Arnold out there in front. Jeff Clifton there second. Axel Benoit there in third. Joshua Ingram fourth. Tim McDowell there in fifth. Ricky Barbray there in sixth right now is out of this one. And I do apologize. I wanted up 10 minutes prior, but you see my PC, and I decided it wanted to be like an old truck and didn't seem to have the gas to get started. And it just kept sitting here and spinning the fans and not starting. We're underway, though, now, officially here at Figure Farm TV on the pole. As we get out there in front, Camden Arnold out there in that front spot, driving at number 7, 2 laps to go here at Slinger. And I'm trying to make sure that I got the correct names up here tonight. This is your Sling'n Asphalt. That's what it is. Come on here. Sling'n Asphalt 50 here tonight. For your street stocks. That looks to be the end there. So that was heat number 2, most likely, that took place for that. We'll be back here in just a moment, I believe. Let's see if we got anything here for our results for heat number 2. Your heat number 2 results. Camden Arnold out there and getting that win. Jeff Clifton second. Axel Benoit there third. Joshua Ingram fourth. Tim McDowell there fifth. Ricky Barbray there in sixth. Start there in Heat 1. Let's see if we got your results there. There we go. Corey Bigley getting the win in Heat 1. Chris Klein there second. Jason Steptoe there third. John Brancansio there in fourth. Aaron Longworth fifth. Frank Rivet there sixth. Bobby Hamilton in seventh, not taking the grid. All right, here we go. Now let's see if we can get something going here. And we'll be right back with your street or your late model stocks. So bear with us here as we transition over to that class. Don't go anywhere. Racing coming up.
Late model session. Do we hit ready to race?
No. All right, with us here, we got Corey Bigley, winner of Heat 1, I believe, if I got it correct.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry we didn't quite catch that on camera. As I was saying to our viewers, we had a little bit of technical snafus here. Gremlins just bite me in the butt tonight. But, man, hopefully Heat 1 was a great race. You want to kind of give us your insight from what you thought of Heat 1?
Yeah, I just fired off in the lead, and Do what I usually do. I just like the heats. I just was digging and just running fast laps every lap, and I dig and I won by 2 seconds. Just letting you know how much I won by. And yeah, it was pretty good. I made one mess up. I didn't spin it. Almost, I got sideways getting into one. I drove it in a little too hard, and got loose, but I still drove back away. I just know not to drive it in so deep getting into one. But yeah, I know what to do now. Like early on.
Doesn't sound like too much issues. And how do you think the track tonight's going to play out here going into the feature here at Slinger?
The track. I don't know if the track. I don't know if it's going to change or not. I know it might get a little hotter. I don't know because or it might just stay where it's at. But you just have to hit your marks here at Slinger. If you do miss it by a little bit, you're gonna go to the wall off a 4 and off a 2. Just if you miss it by maybe a half a groove or a quarter groove, the car won't turn off a 4 because it's really tight off there and it kind of flattens out.
All right. Well, you got sponsor shots. People you want to thank for getting that victory there in Heat 1?
Yes, I do. I got to thank 4C's Tools and Equipment, High Side Bodies, and High Side Bodies and Fabrication, Black Asset Appeal, and Kirkpatrick Construction. And I
Great.
also got to thank my Stinger guys too.
All right, and like I said, I do apologize for not getting in here like I wanted to be. I was here at the PC enough time. Just great job there, Corey. We're going to see how you do there come the feature. And now with us, we got Kim Arnold, the winner of Heat number 2, which we did catch the last portions of. So, Kim, how do you think you feel about Slinger here tonight?
I feel pretty good. Track's pretty rubbered up right now, so heading into the features should be good. I think the track's probably going to stay pretty close to the same. Like Corey said, I got a little loose also into turn 1. You just got to be really careful in the street stocks here because if you overdrive the corner, it could snap on you pretty quick. So, held on to it though. Had the guy right on my butt the whole time, but was able to hold him off. So, feeling pretty good.
Oh, yeah, did a great job there. Looks like getting around here at Slinger. As it can sometimes, I think, going to be interesting. I know Jeff Clifton, he kind of tried to give us an insight last night saying that he was going to be up towards the front. And I don't know where he is tonight. Is he running? Or
Yeah, he's running. I think he's a couple positions back, but yes, I've seen him out here tonight. So,
all right, well, good luck there come the feature. You got sponsor shout-outs. Anybody you want to thank for that victory of Heat number 2?
just all the series sponsors that Corey mentioned.
All right, well, good job. We'll catch you here come the feature and see exactly how it plays out for you.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right.
All right,
Well,
Adam, we are already set up for the next one whenever you're ready.
well, we're good to go here as well.
Okay, so you're in the late model?
Yes, we are. We're ready to go.
All right.
So they're getting ready here for the late model class, as you heard there from Frank, trying to get back on schedule here like we should have been from the start. And like I said, I do apologize. I don't know exactly what that was all about here just a moment ago. But here is your Heat number 1 of your Speedway here tonight. Corey Bigley out there in front, getting that pole position. Ricky Barbre there in second in the number 29. Starting third tonight inside, that's Drew Holler in there in the 015, starting third. Jeff Clifton, there he is, the 15 for Levithian Motorsports, starting fourth. On the outside there, Axel Benoit there in the 83, starts fifth. Jason Steptoe there in sixth. In the number 50, the 45, Tim McDowell will roll off in seventh tonight. And Bobby Hamilton there in the number 25 did not grid up once again. We'll see how that plays out here as the night goes on. They keep rolling there off the corner, ready to start this race. Green flag is out down there off turn 3 and 4. Corey Bigley getting a great start there on that inside line down there around the bottom and out of the corner. They rolling on out there now on the bottom. There you watch them down there around off of corner number 2. And Bigley's out front. Drew Holler in there in second. Ricky Barbray in third here tonight. Axel Benoit back here in fourth. Yeah, they keep rolling in there. Jeff Clifton falls back into fifth here tonight. As Tim McDowell is back here, your last car. They're at about 7. Drew Holler in second. Ricky Barbray in third. Axel Benoit there in fourth. Off at corner number 4. Down across the start-finish line. Sorry about that. We should have had this up. I have to go here for your Sling'n Asphalt 100 in the street stock. Or, I'm sorry, your late model stocks. Sorry about that. Now they roll there off the corner. Down the back straightaway. Corey Bigley there in second. Or I'm sorry, Corey Bigley out there in front. Drew Holler in there in second. Barbray and Benoit battling it out for third. As you watch the 83, look to the inside. Could not get it to pull in there. And he's going to try again here down the front straightaway. Look into the inside as they now work there through turn 3 and 4. The 83 down there on the bottom side. The 29 up there on the top side. White flag here down in the corner number 1. Corey Bigley, Drew Holler in. Coming off turn number 2 into 3 and 4. Here comes Corey Bigley. He will get your Heat 1 win in the late model stocks for your Sling'n Asphalt 100 here tonight. Now here we go. We'll get your results for Heat number 1. Everybody gets lined up for Heat number 2. Corey Bigley out there getting that win. Drew Holler in there second. Ricky Barbray there third. Axel Benoit there fourth. Jeff Clifton there fifth. Tim McDowell in sixth. Jason Steptoe there in seventh. And Bobby Hamilton there in eighth. All right, starting here in Heat number 2. Frank Griffin, he'll start on pole tonight in the number 54 for Stinger Motorsports. Camden Arnold there in the number 1, starts second. Row number 2 inside, Joshua Ingram in the number 16. There we got Aaron Longworth there in the 4th spot, driving the number 42 for Tier 1 Motorsports. Chris Klein in the 51 for Num Thumbs Racing, starts 5th. Matt Nicholson there in 6th. In the number 10, in the 62, Independent Racing, John Brancasio there in 7th position, and I'm thinking I'm butchering that last name. I'm sorry about that. Rolling off the back stretch here at Slinger. They now work there off the corner, up there on the high side. Here they go. Down the front straightaway, Griffith out to a nice start. In the 54, everybody else trying to chase him down. As you see, Ingram there in second. Camden Arnold there in third. Klein, though, getting around him on the bottom. Here comes the 42, Aaron Longworth down there on the bottom. The 51, Chris Klein gets a little loose there. Frank Ribbett out front there tonight. Joshua Ingram, you got Chris Klein there in third. Camden Arnold there fourth. Aaron Longworth fifth as they keep working down there in the corner number 3 and 4. Heading back out here into the front stretch. There's the 16 of Ingram. Klein there in third. Aaron Longworth there in fourth. Camden there in fifth. Matt Nicholson there sixth. John Brancasio there in seventh. Now you want him rolling down there. Frank got a great run going, but Ingram Slowly chasing them down here as we close in on the laps here. 5 laps to go. And our scoreboard went a little haywire on us again, which it does here in the heats. And like I said, I'm going to try to fix that. I just keep forgetting to do so. And they head on out there now into the corner. 3 laps to go. Oh, that's not right. Get back here. Yeah, Chris Klein there in 3rd. Aaron Longworth there 4th. Camden Arnold in 5th. Frank Griffith, he's in 1st right now. They're in the corner, 3 and 4. Coming around here to the white flag. The white flag's unfurled. And down in the corner number 3 or corner number 1 and 2. Joshua Ingram there 2nd. Chris Klein back there in 3rd. And here they go through turn 3 and 4. Up there towards the front. Oh, a little touch there from the 16 of Ingram. That's going to send him around going into turn number 1. But Frank Griffith takes the win here in heat number 2. Now here's your heat 2 results. Frank Griffith, Joshua Ingram, Chris Klein, Aaron Longworth, Camden Arnold there in 5th. Matt Nichols in there 6th. John Frank Cascio there in 7th. Now we'll get with your winners here of heat number 2, or of your late model stocks. Starting here with your winner of here of the late model let's see here. We got with us, where is he? Corey Bigley. How's it going?
Good.
Well, you come out here, you got the win there in heat number 1. Kind of take us through, what was your thoughts on the heat race number 1 here in the late model?
That was good again. Just got a good start, and you just got to fire off good here. And I just hit my marks there, and I didn't really drive really hard till about lap 10, about 9 or 10, so I can get a good lap in, because I knew I would be faster than all these guys, just see what the car would do.
Well, you did a great job there, and what do you think you got for us coming feature here tonight?
I think I'll be pretty good both of these. I don't know what it is. I'm really good at these really short tracks because I race at a quarter mile in real life. I don't know. It just fits me because I know how to drive these.
Well, I mean, you did a great job there so far tonight, and can't wait to see exactly what you bring to the table here come the feature. You got sponsors, shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting that first place in the heat race number 1.
Yeah, I got to thank 4C's Tools and Equipment, High Side Bodies and Fabrication, Black Acid Appeal, and Kirkpatrick Construction, and I also got to thank my Stinger guys.
Alrighty, well, congrats again there, Corey Bigley, getting that win there in heat number 1. Now we'll get with Frank Griffith. Good evening there, Frank. How's it going?
Man, it's been too long since you and I talked.
It's been a little while.
Yeah, and some wadded up race cars along the way, but yet here we are.
Well, how do you feel about your chances tonight about maybe bringing one home here at Slinger?
Holy cow, have you seen the field tonight? That's going to be tough. These guys are, all of them are awesome and great drivers. So it's refreshing to come out and have a race that with this many guys competing this hard for this long. So I'm pumped about tonight.
Well, I think you're going to have to keep an eye on your rearview mirror a little bit because Ingram seems to have a pretty fast car here tonight.
Yeah, he's got a few tricks up his sleeve. He knows how to get around a short track himself. He's a 4-time champion at the local dirt track, so it's not always a good feeling knowing that he's in your rear view. But no, it's fun. It's fun. These guys are great. Um, everything's going picture perfect tonight.
Well, do you think? Isn't it better to have Ingram in the rearview mirror than in front of you, though?
Oh, I'm sure. He and I have raced go-karts at all over the place. These little rental places you go to, and he's definitely one of the more challenging ones to pass. But yeah, it's it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna try not to do. I gotta owe Aaron an apology because in the street stocks, I was in third, crowded him, caused him to spin out. So that's the reason why I pulled over. Is I didn't give him enough room to race clean, so that was on me. But now I'm hopeful not to do that here in the street stocks, and we're ready to roll.
Alrighty, well, good luck there, getting ready to go in the street stocks for the main event here tonight. So that'll be interesting. As is it 50 laps tonight, Frank?
It is going to be 60 laps for the street stocks and 90 laps for the late models, making the Sling'n Asphalt 150.
All right, well, there you go. So we look excited for that. You got sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank there, Frank, for getting that win there in heat number 2.
Yeah, so thank all the Stinger guys for helping me out. Josh showed me a few things. Corey spent some time with me, showed me there's a bump in turn 4 that I was not missing, and he showed me how to miss it. So appreciate that. Kirkpatrick Construction, 4Cs Tools and Equipment, Black Acid Apparel. We got a merch store now. We're selling T-shirts, and they're adding hats this week. So, and they even make it for the size bucket head like myself. So that, and then the big money race next weekend. Thanks out to High Side Bodies and Fabrication, and of course you for doing the broadcast.
Well, unfortunately, I won't be here for next week. I'll be out of town, so hopefully you guys have a great time, and I'm sorry that I got to miss that one. It sounds like it's going to be a blast.
It'll be something.
All righty, well, let you get over to your street stock, and we'll take a small break, and we'll be back here at the racetrack here in just a few moments.
Hey, Adam, I'm going to switch ahead. Go ahead and switch.
Precision is our language, creativity is our weapon, and perfection is the only option. Your ride, your brand, your image, elevated to a level that can't be ignored. This isn't just a wrap, it's a revolution. Regal Wraps and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes unforgettable. At Regal Wraps and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Seamless statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wraps and Designs.
All right.
All right, here we are at the Speedway here at Slinger once again, ready to rock it out here. These drivers all set to rock and roll, ready for the race tonight. Hey, driver, really want to put on a show for you guys? Get ready for their starting grid. All right, your starting grid looks like this. Corey Bigley starting out there on the pole. Camden Arnold there in second. Chris Klein third. Jeff Clifton there in fourth. Jason Steptoe in fifth. In sixth, we got John Mercasio. Joshua Ingram there in 16th, driving in 7th spot tonight. Tier 1 Motorsports number 42, Aaron Longworth in the 8th position to start tonight's race. Tim McDowell in the 45, Frank Griffith for Stinger Motorsports going to start there at the back of the field in the number 54 here in the street stocks. 10-car field here for the 60 laps. Okay, bring it on out here. Here we go. Green flag is out there, down and away. Out of turn number 4. Bigley getting a great jump there over top of Klein as they work their through turn 1 and 2 down the back straightaway here at Slinger. Now we got the 3 there of Camden Arnold there in 3rd. Clifton there in 4th. We'll see if he can get up there through the front at all as they head there in the corner 3 and 4. There you see Clifton getting a little loose after getting up there right on the bumper of the 3 of Arnold. Arnold now slides it up there to the outside wall. Down there through 1 and 2. Frank Griffith, he's got problems there coming out of turn number 2. He goes around there at the back. And not sure exactly what happened there. Did the 50 come down across his nose maybe? Or did Frank dipped down there onto the apron, got loose, and then the 50 nowhere to go. Jason Steptoe, and Griffith just kind of spins it out of line. And you heard him there in his interview that he had a little bit of struggles in the street stocks earlier in his heat race, and he apologized for that. Now he's trying to get it back together here. Nathan Steptoe there in 7th. Tim McDowell there in 8th. Josh Brancosio there in 9th. Side by side, green flag back out. Bigley out there in the number 58. Down the front, straight away here in the corner number 1. Chris Klein out there in 2nd. Jeff Clifton there 3rd. Side by side, 3rd is Camden Arnold, with Clifton working there on the outside. Get a little loose into the outside wall. Clifton goes. They work through 1 and 2. Clifton making that outer lane work for him. Yeah, they work there through 3 and 4. Looks like it's a little quicker there on the middle lane than it is down there on the bottom. Or at least that's the way it shows right now. We'll see if that plays out here as the race goes on. As 60 laps is the distance, closing in here to lap number 10 as we're on lap number 7 right now, working down through 1 and 2, back there off the speedway. And I'm hoping that I'm not being drowned out by race noise here tonight. Got to kind of let me know about that if we are. As they there head off the corner, Bigley out there with a nice lead. Klein there in a second with Clifton right there behind him. Coming off the corner, Clifton ends up getting across the nose a little bit of Arnold. Ingram now there trying to fight in the fourth. Going to the outside of Arnold as they work there down the front straightaway. Bigley still got a nice big lead there in the 58 Red Bull machine. Chris Klein there in second. Clifton there sitting third, trying to chase down Klein. He was up there to his bumper 1 point, but ends up falling back. Arnold still not wanting to give up there on that fourth position. It looked like Ingram got a little tight there in the number 16. That's going to allow the 42 of Longworth to get around in front of him as they now work through 1 and 2 once again down that back straightaway. Here at lap number 12, Chris Klein there in second. Clifton third. Camden there Camden now there in the third as he got around Clifton. Clifton falls back in the fourth. Now you see our sponsors rolling through on the top corner there. DB Printing, Black Acid, Rigo Wraps. All of them, what a great job they do here for the league. 4C's Tools and Equipment. They keep it rolling there. And look at those brake rotors glow on the 15. And you can see them there on the 3 as well. Man, those brake rotors are lighting up. As they head down there through turn 1 and 2. Arnold there in the third. And look at them glow there on the 58. I don't know what these guys are going to have left for brakes when this is all said and done. Those front brakes are really hot in these race cars here tonight. I don't really see too much out of the backside as of yet, but man, those front rotors, just look at them glow down there in the corners, as you see there. Man, what a great shot there that is of those brake rotors glowing down there into the corners. You can just see the back behind those wheels just glowing away. Clifton there in fourth, Longworth back here in fifth. 20 of the 60, so we're a third of the way through the race here. Bigley out there in front, Steptoe in the pits. Now you want to roll around the speedway, you're looking there at the 62 of John. Camden there second, Clifton there third, Klein in fourth. Here comes Longworth to the inside of Clifton. Or, I'm sorry, to Klein. Longworth going to the inside of Klein. Can't quite get there. They work down the back straightaway. The 42 there, Longworth, working off the corner. Corey Bigley out there in front. Camden Arnold back there in second. Jeff Clifton there third. And they work there off down the back straightaway. The 58 diving to the inside of the lap machine of Tim McDowell. Tim McDowell has to get up there out of the way a little bit. Bigley getting out there, putting more cars between him and the second place driver, Camden Arnold, as Arnold's there in second. Clifton, he's going to struggle here, it seems, to catch back up there. They keep going around the speedway here, just a few laps away from halfway. These drivers really got it stretched out around Slinger here tonight. As you see Frank Griffith back here in fifth. After starting dead last, has it there in fifth spot right now. Doing what he can to get it back through the field. Completely different starting position from where he's going to be come the late model stocks, where here in the street stocks he started dead last. In the late model stocks, he'll be starting outside pole. So from the last row to the first row is going to be Frank Griffith there in the late model stocks after such a troubling start here in the street stocks. So the late model stock being a little bit better for him tonight. We watch Arnold there in second. Corey Bigley rolling down there out of turn 4. Here coming low 30 laps to go. 29 to go to be exact, so we're over halfway. Jeff Clifton there in third. Klein up here in the fourth. Everybody hang on there. Down the front straightaway here through turn 1 and 2. Clifton there third. Arnold there in second. London in the pits. Now you see your pit ticker down there. Sorry, I thought you guys could see stuff, but apparently it turned off again. Trying to get it to come back live. There it goes. All right. Down there on the bottom of your screen, your pit ticker to let you know who's on pit road. There you see the 3 of Arnold and Bigley. So Arnold back around, got around the lap machines. There you see Clifton as well. Chris Klein, he's back here behind him, almost into the outside wall. Here comes Frank Griffith. Griffith could end up here with a 4th place if he kind of make it happen as he's closing in there on Chris Klein. He's just a little bit over a half a second back off of Griffith. That work down there off the corner, man. Those brake rotors are glowing. Camden Arnold back here second. Clifton there third. Chris Klein. And he gets touched there by Frank. And that's going to bring out the caution. Ingram goes around as well, facing the wrong direction. As Chris Klein and Frank Griffith come together off of turn number 2. They have the car there in front of them. Frank gets underneath and just swashes up the track just enough to get the 51 to spin around. Tight racing there, nothing intentional. Tough break though there for Frank. Yeah, I'm showing Frank a lap down here. Yeah, I'm showing only 3 drivers on the lead lap. Bigley, Arnold, and Clifton, the only ones on the lead lap. Not sure if that's true or not. We'll see after the caution ends. Now you watch the 58 roll there through the bottom of 1 and 2. Green flags back in the air. Here we go across the line. This will tell us who's on the lead lap. There we go. Now we got a couple more. Ingram and Klein on the lead lap along with Griffith. Griffith still hangs on to the lead lap there. Back in 6th. Getting around the outside there of the 45, or is it 45 or 42? Yeah, that's the 45, Tim McDowell, that Griffith's working around the outside of. Ingram up here trying to get underneath the Klein. Klein hangs on there to 4th. And now Clifton and Arnold bring it together there. 18 laps to go here at Slinger. And he gets a little bump. Try to hang on to it. Down there through 3 and 4. Great job there by Clifton to hang on to the little bump there from Arnold. Arnold got up there and he almost gave him another little bump there coming out of turn 2. And looks like Clifton's just doing everything he can to kind of keep that car heading straight. Arnold's right there behind him, looking a little smoother than what Clifton is. And Arnold works there on the bottom of the racetrack, getting up there. But, I mean, just getting up there is one thing. You know, you get to the guy's bumper, and there he is, another little touch there as they head there into 3 and 4. Arnold down there on the bottom. Washing up the racetrack goes Clifton. Clifton now has to stay wide. Here comes Arnold underneath him there into 3 and 4. He's going to try to pinch him down. Can't quite do it. Gets a little loose there off of 4. 12 to go. Arnold now back there in the second underneath of Clifton. Down there through turn 3 and 4. Those brake rotors glowing red hot. As they work down the front straightaway now. And here goes Chris Klein in trouble down through the front straightaway. Getting a little tap from Ingram as Ingram's also around there. Pace car coming back out for your third caution here tonight. You're on the pole, instant replay. Here between Ingram and Klein. Down there through turn 3 and 4, you'll kind of see him come there off. And just Ingram gets into the back of Klein just a little bit. Sends him around. Same with Ingram. Ingram follows him there on to the bottom of the speedway. Caution flag waves here at Slinger Motor Speedway. This is the Stinger Racing Association, shortened to SRA. So we kind of kidded around here for the last week. Stinger at Slinger. For your Sling'n Asphalt race here tonight. And I have the wrong thing up here. This is supposed to be the street stocks, not the late models. So I do apologize for that. Give me one quick moment here as this race finishes up so we have the proper thing here at the end of the race. Green flag is out there, down and away, and we're going to do that again. Down through 1 and 2. Off of 2. And work there off of 4. Clifton and Arnold out there in front. Just a few laps left here. And you're watching them down through there. Corey Bigley there out front. Clifton trying to hang on to second. He's got a little bit better short run speed. But once Arnold gets up to speed, he gets there and Clifton knows it. Here comes Arnold already at the back bumper once again of Clifton. And now Arnold gets back down there to the bottom side. And I think that's part of the problem there. Is Arnold starting on the outside of the leader. He doesn't quite have the line he needs down there on the bottom of the speedway. So then it takes him a little bit to let Clifton get around. He almost is better off. The sooner he can let Clifton go, the sooner he can get dropped down there to the bottom and get underneath of Clifton to get that spot back. Oh, man, and that's going to hurt him there going out of 4. Gets a hard lick into that outside wall. Bigley up there into 3 and 4 with the lead. There you see Frank Griffith up there to 4th. Around Klein. Ingram there in 6th. Sean and Tim McDowell back here at the back. You still got Longworth there in the pits. Yeah, they keep working out there. Down through. Bigley out front. Clifton second. Arnold there in 3rd. And they roll it on down through. Out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. 2 laps to go. As Bigley works through 3 and 4. Coming to the white flag. It's unfurled. It's waving here for your final lap. For your Sling'n Asphalt 50 here tonight. 60 laps around Slinger Motor Speedway for your street stocks. And Corey Bigley gets the win here at Slinger tonight. Now we got Clifton there in 2nd. Arnold there in 3rd. Great job there from Corey Bigley. Getting that win in that street stock tonight. Parking it there in victory lane. Your race results are as follows. Corey Bigley getting the win. Jeff Clifton there 2nd. Camden Arnold there 3rd. Frank Griffith there 4th. Joshua Ingram there 5th. Chris Klein 6th. John Barcio there in 7th. Tim McDowell 8th. Aaron Longworth there 9th. Jason Steptoe there in 10th. And I will get here with the winner here momentarily.
These nuts. Ha! Got him! Ha!
Oh boy, they're all riled up here. And starting here with, it looks like Arnold. Arnold, you did a great job hanging on to third here tonight. You were giving Clifton all he had to offer, just couldn't quite get back around him there after that last caution.
Yeah, just starting on the outside here is so tough on the tires and just to pass in general. You just can't get the run off the corner like the bottom can. And but we had a good battle all race long, clean racing. I ruffled his feathers, he ruffled mine. All in all, it was a good race. And congrats to Corey for the win.
You did a great job there tonight, getting third place. And do you think you'll have a little bit more knowledge of the track going into the late models here tonight?
Yeah, I do have a little more knowledge of how the track's, how the car's reacting to the track and stuff like that. So we'll see how the late model race goes. I feel like I had a better shot in the street stock race. There's some really good guys in here that are good in the late models too. So, including Corey. So we'll see how that goes.
Wow, you think you're going to be able to pull it off there?
We'll see. I'm gonna give it my best shot, but like I said, Corey's a really good late model racer. Circle track driver in general, so I think everyone's going to be chasing him.
Well, great job there for third place. You got sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank?
Yes, I do. 4C Tools and Equipment, High Side Bodies and Fabrication, Black Acid Apparel, Kirkpatrick Construction, and Jason's mom. And all the league admin for putting on this league and making a great show for us all.
All right, great job there tonight, and good luck in the late model stocks coming up.
Thank you.
All right, next on the list, we got Jeff Clifton here. Good evening here, Jeff. How's it going?
Not well. I mean, I finished second, but I'm not having fun.
Well, I mean, you seem like you had an okay time there tonight for the most part. Just unfortunate there, couldn't quite get the run you needed, it seemed.
Oh no, I had nothing for Corey. I had nothing for the top 5. I just got lucky. I mean, I was pretty much wrecking every single lap. I don't know how I finished second, to be honest with you.
Well, I know you were, you kind of preluded a little bit last night there during my broadcast of Coast to Coast, just to kind of keep an eye on things here. And was that just to see if you could actually make it up here towards the front tonight? Because I think you said last week you kind of struggle here at this racetrack.
Yeah, I was trying to put it into fruition. I was trying to manifest destiny, as they say, trying to make it happen, put it out there in the universe, and maybe it would happen.
try to get into other drivers' heads a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh man, well you did a great job hanging on to second there tonight. You got sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank?
Oh sure, let's thank 4C's Tools and Equipment. Let's see. Kirkpatrick Construction is the other one. We've got Black Acid Apparel and Jason's mom. I guess that's one of our new sponsors. It's really cool that they all come on with us. I mean, it's fun. Even though I had my hands full tonight, it's still fun to be able to come out and do this every Friday night. Thank you to Frank and all the admins for all the work that they put into this.
All right, well, congrats there, Frank, or there, Jeff. And you think you're going to have something in the late model stock?
I mean, I'm trying not to be too pessimistic, but no. No. I'm just going to try to survive.
I thought that was the goal here in the street stocks.
Yeah, we pulled it out. I mean, we finished ahead of Frank, and that's the important thing going into this part of the season. I think we're almost halfway. Getting towards the end, it's just going to be about minimizing damage. We've got wins. We've got plenty of top 5s and top 10s. It's going to be more about finishing races at this point. But, I mean, we'll take wins where we can get them and top 5s where we can get them. But, I mean, going in tracks like this, I had my hands full. I didn't have any confidence out there on the track. But pulling a second out on nights like this is what's going to be the difference maker when it comes down to the last few races of the season.
All righty, well, good luck there in the late model stocks coming up here in just a little bit. So we'll be maybe talking to you, maybe not. We'll have to see how the late model stocks play out there. Good luck, Jeff.
I appreciate it.
Now we'll get with your winner here, Corey Bigley, getting a great run out there. Good evening there, Corey. How's it going?
Good.
Man, you have another week here where they put wings on that Red Bull machine.
Yeah, I just, like I said, these short tracks just fit my style, how I race in real life too.
Now, we noticed that the brake rotors were glowing red hot there pretty much 3/4 of the race. And you think you got any brakes left on that machine after the race tonight?
Yeah, I wasn't trying to be that hard early because I knew when I got a lead, I knew I could be smart about it. And then I lost a little bit during lap traffic, and then I just I waited a little bit. And then when I wanted to go, I went, and I really didn't burn my rear tires off or my front tires. I was pretty happy about it.
Well, that's a big thing on these short tracks, really, is keeping those tires under you the whole way through the race, especially since they're the only set you really have, correct?
Yeah.
You did a great job there, bringing that number 58 Red Bull Monte Carlo there to the victory lane. You got any sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting that victory here in the Street Stock division?
I got to thank 4C's Tools and Equipment, High Side Bodies and Fabrication, Black Acid Appeal, and Kirkpatrick Construction.
All right, great job there, Corey, and we'll see how you do there in the late model stocks coming up, so good luck.
Thank you, and yeah, thanks for all my Slinger guys also, and Frank for putting this on, and you putting this online so I can go back and watch it.
Alrighty, great job there, and like I said, good luck in the late model stocks.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back here shortly with your late model stock feature. 90 laps the distance here tonight for your late model stock, so you don't want to miss it. More action coming up right after this break.
Late nights turn to days, don't wanna let you down. With each breath we give away, it'll never be the same. I'm chasing somebody who won't ever ease the pain, but I don't want half of your heart. You can have it back. Only half of your heart. If it's only half of your heart.
Precision is our language. Creativity is our weapon. And perfection is the only option. Your ride, your brand, your image, elevated to a level that can't be ignored. This isn't just a wrap, it's a revolution. Regal Wraps and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes unforgettable. At Regal Wraps and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Seamless statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wraps and Designs.
They're ready to go. Frank Ribbon down there in the pits. We got him down there out of turn number 2. They're coming out of turn 4. And wide my. There we go. Out. Sliding on through there is the 83 of Axel Benoit. Your starting grid is going to look like this here tonight. Once it gets up here, Drew Holleran starts there on pole. Axel Benoit there in second. I thought Griffith was starting second. Wait a moment here. Something goof up here. Here, we'll try to change this here. There we go. There's your correct grid. Corey Bigley starting out there on pole. Frank Griffith there second. Drew Holleran there in third. Josh Wingham fourth. Rick Barbre there in the 29 starts fifth. To his outside, Num Thumbs Racing 51. The 6th position starting Chris Klein. Row number 4 inside Axel Benoit there in the 83. We'll start 7th. Tier 1 Motorsports number 42. Aaron Longworth there starts 8th. Levithian Motorsports Jeff Clifton back there in 9th. And at number 15. Starting 10th is number 1, Camden Arnold. Tim McDowell in the 45 starts 11th tonight. The 4 of Matt Nicholson there in a 12th. 13th tonight starts Jason Steptoe. Good evening here, just won it. Hopefully you're enjoying the racing action that we bring to you here this Friday evening. Short track racing at its finest here at SRA. Here we got your street or your late model stocks, green flag in the air. Bigley gets out to another lead here. He had wings on the Red Bull machine in the street stocks. He's got wings on the 58 here in the late model stocks. They're now in the second. Drew Holleran, Ricky Barbre, Frank falling back now in the 4th on that high side. Going to try to gather it back up and get back up towards the front. We'll see if he can get into a podium position once again here tonight. Axel Benoit back here in 5th, and we already got caution. Try to see who it is. Looks like Tim McDowell going around here. All right, work down there off the corner. Here we see the 45 work up there to the outside. And, oh, there's what happened. He got tagged from behind. That was Matt Nicholson giving him a small tag there, sending him around down there to the bottom of the racetrack. Here at FFTV on the pole tonight, Bigley holds the lead here in the late model stocks, similar to the way he did in the street stocks. 90 laps here for your speedway tonight. Axel Benoit there in 5th. Joshua Ingram there in 6th. Joshua Klein there in 8th. Jeff Clifton there in 9th. Keep rolling there. Off the corner. Pace car rolls off. Coming back around here. Get to the green flag. Here they go. On the bottom side. Bigley gets out there. Gets a nice jump. That's going to bring Barbre there through the bottom side. Drew Holleran falls back there into 3rd. Frank Griffin, he falls back into 5th after starting there on the outside. Going to have to try to gather it up and get into the positions there in front of him. I would see Barbre doing a great job down there on the bottom through 1 and 2. And down here now through 3 and 4. Interesting camera placement here at Slinger. We are down here closer to turn 1 than we are to 3 and 4, so it's kind of an oblong shape that we're watching, even though the track is oval. Corey Bigley's there out front. Aaron Longworth there 6th. Jeff Clifton there in 7th. Camden Arnold there in 8th. Chris Klein, he sits back here in 11th. Where's Clifton at? Clifton is here in 7th. Up there on the high side as the one of Arnold's down there on the bottom. Working underneath of Clifton as they keep working there off the corner. There you see the 58 of Bigley. Barbre there in 2nd. Barbre really trying to chase down the 58 of Bigley. 90 laps the distance. We're about a 10th of the way through the race here in just 2 laps. Oh, here we come, a 10th of the way through the race here tonight. And Bigley works there through the bottom of 3 and 4. We're coming up on lap traffic. Tim McDowell once again there towards the back. Jason Steptoe as well as Matt Nicholson. Joshua Ingram there towards the back as well. Getting down there. Whoa, a little loose there on the bottom. Had to chase it up the racetrack. That's going to allow the 4 of Nicholson to get underneath him there through turn 3 and 4. Corey Bigley there working through turn 3 and 4 himself. Down the front straightaway. Ricky Barbre there in 2nd. Drew Holleran there in 3rd. As they work down through the bottom here. Off of 4, across the start-finish line. Frank Rivet there in 5th. Aaron Longworth there 6th. Camden Arnold there in 7th. Jeff Clifton there in 8th. Chris Klein 9th. Joshua Ingram there in 10th. Matt Nicholson there in 11th. And they keep working down the speedway. Down there now off the corner underneath. Goes the 29. Barbre can't quite get it to stick. Bigley into the wall outside of turn 3. Keeps it straight though as he battles around here. And caution back out. This time we're looking here to see where it is. Oh no! Frank Griffin upside down here in turn 3. That's going to end Frank's night. Frank's night of dreams all dashed here. And up there to the top side, just ends up, wall right there a little bit, and up and over, and just the banking help slides that thing on its roof. Down there across the bottom, great job by these drivers getting around on the bottom side, as Frank is stuck upside down. And somebody's trying to give him a little help to get back over on his lid. Couldn't quite do it. Yeah, he's down there on the bottom side. Getting it towed back to the pits. Down on the bottom side, here we go. Ricky Barbre there in 2nd. Axel Benoit there 3rd. Drew Holleran there in 4th. 5th spot sits Aaron Longworth. for your second caution of the night. That Barbary was really starting to put some heat to the front of the pack. Line back up side by side. Here we go. Out of turn 4. Green flag back in the air. Here we go. Off turn 4. Down the front straightaway. Bigley jumps it up there to the high side to get in front of Barbary. Barbary is going to ride the bumper down here in the 3 and 4. Caution back out this time. Looks like Chris Klein. Jeff Clifton going around. Oh, here we go. From the green flag coming down there out of turn 4. There you see Clifton down on the bottom side here in the 1 and 2. And he just gets a little help there from behind from the 4 of Nicholson. I'm sorry, no, that wasn't the 4 of Nicholson. Who was that? Was that the 1 of Arnold? Most likely was. I believe that was Arnold there getting into the back of Clifton. They work there down the back straightaway. In the pits, we got Clifton and Steptoe. Griffith, they're still in the pits. Most likely done there so far. Green flag back in the air for Corey Bigley. And they work down the front straightaway. This time a much better start there from Barbary. And it hangs onto the back bumper of Bigley just a little bit better as they work down there through turn 3 and 4. You see the 42 of Aaron Longworth back there. That pink machine trying to work his way into corner 1 and 2 right there behind Drew Holleran. Drew Holleran doing a great job there in third as Bigley's rolling there in front with Barbary there in second. Clifton hanging on there in 9th with Chris Klein in 8th. Nicholson back there in the back. And that number 4 machine, Arnold, sits in 6th. If you guys got any drivers you want to see or make sure that I try to highlight, let me know in the comments here at On The Pole from Slinger Farm TV. That way we can make sure that you're catching the action you want to see. Yeah, Corey Bigley there as out front. Red Bull gives you wings, and it's definitely giving him wings here tonight. He led the street stock race. Now he's leading here in the late model stocks. As you watch Ricky Barbary try to chase him down there in second. Got a little loose coming out of turn 4. Gathered it back up. Now he's swinging wide up into the outside wall. That's going to allow Benoit there in third to get up there after he got around Drew Holleran. Drew Holleran falls back to 4th. Working down through turn 3 and 4. Back across the stripe. Holleran stays down off the wall enough to keep it rolling there as you watch the 1 of Arnold getting up there to battle Holleran next. Looking to the inside. Holleran ends up the racetrack just a little bit. Arnold looks to the inside and he taps. There goes Holleran around. Holleran down on the bottom side. And it's not taking much to get these cars upset enough that they go around in a circle here tonight. We'll take a look at it here on the pole instant replay. Tight racing here between Holleran and Nicholson, or I'm sorry, no, Arnold. And you just watch the Arnold just kind of get slid up there just enough as the 015 of Drew goes around. Tough break for Drew Holleran. Axel Benoit there in third. Camden Arnold. Joshua Ingram there in 6th. Corey Bigley to the front. Pace cars off. They're side by side. Here we go. Line back up. Ready to catch the green flag once again. Now Ricky Barbary tries to stay with him there out of turn 4. Hooks that bumper, but Benoit there in third. Here comes Arnold now up there into fourth. He's going to look to the inside there of Benoit. Can't quite get there as of yet. As they work there off the corner, everybody struggles up there against that outside wall. A third of the way complete here tonight. As they work down there now in the corner 3 and 4. As they come across the line, a third of the race for your late model stocks is complete. 60 laps left to go here as they round out of corner number 4. And Barbre gets up there into the outside wall, really trying to push that car hard here tonight. And I'm not really seeing the brake rotors blowing as bad on these as I did on them street stocks. So they must have a little bit better braking force on these cars, or they're just letting them roll a little easier here through the corners. But them street stocks, man, they were definitely blowing brake rotors off these cars here tonight. Hopefully you're enjoying the show there. Just won it. There along with their fourth, Camden Arnold. Their fifth, Chris Klein in sixth. Working out off 3 and 4. Up there against the outside wall goes Bigley, keeping that lead. The Red Bull Wings helping them get out there and stay out front. The 29 of Barbre. They're in second. Axel Benoit, their third. Aaron Longworth, their fourth. Camden Arnold, they're in fifth. Here, air lap number 37, now 38 on the board. As Bigley rolls it down around there out of the corner. Here comes the 29 of Barbre. Axel Benoit, they're in third. Aaron Longworth, they're in fifth. Chris Klein hangs, got a little loose out of 4. Jeff Clifton hangs on back there in 7th. Not his best here tonight. As Frank Grimmett tried to maybe help with race control a little bit. I see Nicholson on pit road. He's going to pull it back behind the wall there for a moment. Steptoe down there in 12th is out. You're looking at McDowell there in 10th. There's the 42, a Longworth working there out of 4th. Barbre there still hangs on to 2nd. The 58 there, and Bigley's out front. Somebody might want to check that car for actual Red Bull wings on that thing. You know, are they flapping, helping him get out there into that lead and stay out there? I mean, he's had a couple good weeks here with SRA. I believe he got the win last week in one of the series, or at least had a podium last week in one of the series. Now he's got the win in the street stock division tonight, and he's almost halfway to getting it done here in the late model stocks. One more lap, and he is halfway. There you see the 83, Benoit working underneath the Barbre. That's for 2nd position as they get there tight off of turn 4. Barbre still hangs on the 2nd spot. Benoit down there on the bottom. Off the corner down that back straightaway through 3 and 4. Bigley halfway and still leads the race from where he started. Trying to go flag to flag here in the late model stocks. Caution is out. Chris Klein in the 51 spun down there on the bottom of turn 2. There you see, and he just got a little tap there from Clifton, and around he goes. We'll take a quick look here at Nicholson as well. We saw Nicholson pulled around there into the pits. We'll see exactly what happened to him here in that number 4. Coming there out of turn 4, just couldn't quite get it to turn. Ends up there into the outside wall, and then hits that outside wall some more. And he's just going to pull it off there into the pits. A lot of right front damage on the front of that machine. Back live now, maybe one more lap to green as they work through 3 and 4. Barbre there in 2nd. Benoit there in 3rd. We got Arnold there 4th, and we're making good time here tonight. And they work down there through 1 and 2. You got Arnold there for Benoit there 3rd. Bigley 2nd. Barbre Still trying to find a way to get around Bigley as Bigley gets out to another great restart there off of turn 4. Barbre falls in line behind him right down there on the bottom. Benoit gets there as well. And here comes Barbre, and Barbre, he's going to give it to as they work there up the corner. No caution as they keep it straight enough. But Corey Bigley, he got that bump and run from Barbre. Barbre now out front, and there goes the caution out there in the back. That's going to be for the one of Cameron Arnold as Arnold spins it around. Coming there now off turn 4. There you see everybody just trying to shake up there a little bit. And he gets help there from the 015 of Holleran. Holleran spinning that number 1 around. And they're all stopped waiting on the pace car. There it is. Now they'll get going once again. Ricky Barbre out front. Bigley there in third. Now this could get interesting here, as that means Bigley's going to be starting right behind Barbre. And he might have something to say about the way he was moved out of the way earlier in the race. We'll see, though. These guys stay pretty calm and collected here at SRA, so he might just chalk it up as a racing deal and move on. But sometimes drivers can find a way to nudge others without getting too much problems. If anybody remembers old NASCAR, that used to be there. You see them hanging there on that inside lane. Ingram there behind Bigley as they whirl there off turn 4. Bigley getting out there. Great jump there on the bottom to get around the bottom side of Benoit. Benoit now back there in the third. Longworth there in fourth as Ingram battles there to the bottom side. And we got Klein there in 6th. Clifton back there in 8th now, as onto his outside, he's got Arnold working here off turn 4. Arnold way up there against that outside wall. Clifton just trying to keep that car underneath him. Here with 52 laps of 90 complete as they come off of turn 4 to make a lap 53 on the counter. We got the 42, Aaron Longworth, and Clifton. He'll go around, try to figure out where he's at. He's now in the pits. They see him down there on the bottom side. We knew he had Arnold to his outside. Down there through turn 3 and 4 and just loops it around, coming there off of turn 4. Yeah, I'm going to bring it down there and park it in the pits. We'll see if he calls it done here tonight. And he does. He's hauled it back to the trailer. So Clifton hanging out there in 10th. Ingram there 5th, Chris Klein there 6th, working off the corner. And down the back straight away through turn 3 and 4. They're green flag racing now in the 1 and 2. Barbre out there in front. Bigley has to battle there. Here comes Benoit down there on the bottom side. He'll get underneath. That's going to upset Bigley a little bit. Now Bigley gets back down there to the bottom. These guys all battling for that same lane around the corners. Benoit there getting up the racetrack a little bit. That's going to open the door there for Bigley as Bigley now gets back underneath the 83. Down there through 3 and 4. They get all bundled up there behind them. There you see Longworth on the middle of the track right there above Arnold. Arnold up there trying to get around Longworth. Does so as they keep working out there. As you see, there is Clifton in the pits. Or, I'm sorry, not Clifton. Oh, come on now. Caution back out. This time for Chris Klein and Aaron Longworth. There you want him coming down there through 1 and 2. Off, up there to the back stretch. Just a little bit of squeeze there. Here comes Longworth and gives a little bit of a bump there. Halloran gives a bump to the 42, and Klein there also gives a little tiny bump. Just a little bit of a check up there on the bottom to send these guys around. They keep working there now through 3 and 4. 8th caution of the night. Ricky Barbre there in front. Corey Bigley there second. Axel Quanoit there in third. Ingram there fourth. Camden Arnold there fifth. Chris Klein there in sixth. Everybody works there. The lights go off. Pace car is going to pull off here at the back stretch. They work down there through. Watching them here at Slinger down around off of turn 4. The straightaway goes. Bigley there in second. Axel Benoit there third. Joshua Ingram fourth. Camden Arnold there in fifth. Chris Klein in sixth. There as they work off the corner. Klein trying to get through the pack. Can't quite get there. Halloran looking to the inside of Longworth. And Halloran looks down there on the bottom. Couldn't quite diving in there like he was hoping to. Barbre out there in front, but here comes Bigley once again. Looking underneath. Can't quite get there. 30 laps to go. Here for your late model stocks. The final third of the race underway. As Bigley goes back there to the front, underneath the Barbre. Barbre trying to hang on to the outside, but not going to be enough as he slides it way up the racetrack. Got to try to correct it, brings it back down, got it loose, hangs on to it. Working out through the backstretch here through 3 and 4. Arnold there in third, Axel Benoit there fourth, Klein in the fifth. As Frank has 2 DNFs here tonight. Not the way he really wanted to have the night. And around goes Barbre. Ingram also around in the number 16. So here you're watching Barbre down there on the bottom. You got Arnold there underneath, and Arnold will give him a little bit of a shove. And around he goes, and it just stacked everybody up there behind him. Corey Ingram got bunched up there in the middle. Nothing he could have done there. He just got picked up and spun around himself. Nothing major there, so he should still be able to keep it going straight. Down there now, off of turn 2, lights are off. Pace car is going to pull off. They're side by side, working down that back straightaway. And you got the one there of Arnold working on the inside. Barbre hangs on to second place there somehow through all that craziness. And they're now in through 3 and 4. Barbre right there at the bumper of Bigley. 25 laps to go as they come around here off of turn 2. That Red Bull machine back out front. Everybody else trying to scatter here. There you see Halloran with a little bit of right front damage on the 015 machine. Not sure if that was from getting into somebody in front of him or maybe getting into that outside wall. We've seen a few drivers end up with that same type of problem. Longworth now there to the bottom. getting loose there out of 4. Ended up diving down off of corner number 4. And now he'll end up way up against the outside wall. Brushes it. There you saw the puff of smoke off of it. Ricky Barbray there in second. Still battling there with Arnold. Arnold there in 4th. And he'll get bumped around. And a bunch of them go around here. And turn number 4 to 83. Axel Benoit. He'll get picked up and over top of the nose of Ingram, I believe. I was looking at that correctly. So coming there out of the backstretch here, you're looking at the 83 of Benoit. All this is going to stack up there in front of him. Now you see there comes the 83, and he gets picked up there nose to nose with the 16. I thought that was worse than what it was, but not too terrible. But yeah, Arnold stacking them up there in corner number 3 once again. Now he really sent it in there hard with Barbray right there in front of him. Barbray going to hang on to it there. Out. Trying to, we'll see exactly how this plays out. Longworth now up to 2nd. Drew Holler in there in the 3rd. Benoit down a lap possibly. Yeah, he's back here at the back in the 83. Barbray in the number 29 back here in 5th. As Corey Bigley's out there in front, Longworth starts to his outside. Holleran starts behind him. They're out of turn 4 after the 10th caution. 17 laps to go. Here they come across the line. 20 to go. Through turn 1 and 2 down that back straightaway. What a great start there from Holleran getting underneath of Longworth. Longworth now trying to battle there with Barbray. Barbray working down underneath. Gets himself into 3rd there. Longworth up there to the high side. Benoit working now under Longworth. And there you see Klein working his way back up through the field. Camden Arnold there to the bottom side. Trying to work off down here into 3 and 4. Hard racing as you watch there off of 4. Arnold underneath the Klein. Hanging on to it. There you see Longworth there to the outside. Klein had to back out of it just a little bit there. Coming through the corner. You got the one there of Arnold right behind Benoit. Barbray trying to chase down the guys up here in front of him. Holler in there in the 2nd. I don't know if he expected to be there or not. 15 laps to go with the 015 there in 2nd place. He does have some left front damage now on the front of that machine. But it's short track racing. Shouldn't really hurt him too much. As they head here down in the corner number 1 and 2. 14 laps to go. There for Drew Holler and Corey Bigley out front. Kind of curious how many Red Bulls he drank before the race to give himself some wings to get out there like he is tonight. Good evening there, Rungle. Hopefully everything's all right. And there is illness going around, and hopefully you can doctor her back to health as the 29 Barbray gets into Arnold. Arnold falls back once again there through the pack. Drew Holler in there in 2nd, trying to get up there into the lead. But I just don't know if there's anything for Bigley here tonight as he's working around lap traffic once again there underneath of Tim McDowell. Bigley there in front. Off a turn 4, 8 laps to go for Corey Bigley. Drew Holler in there in 2nd, driving that 84 Lumber machine. And behind him is Barbray. Barbray had a great race going, unfortunately ended up in some trouble. And he's now back here in 3rd. Klein, some issues here tonight as well, works underneath the 83. Yeah, they just race so tight here through the corners. Not much room for air as tight as these cars are. And, you know, sometimes iRacing can throw that netcode feature in there, and that's how close they can be. And all of a sudden, netcode comes into play. Arnold there had to try to check up there just enough as they work now off the corner into 3 and 4. Bigley out there in the front. Drew Holleran back here in second. Barbray back here in a third as we watch Tim McDowell ends up in the middle. Klein going around. That's going to really shake things up for a green-white checker, most likely. Corey Bigley up there in the top side. Now, it might be 3 laps to go. I'm unsure. We'll see how it is here when they come back to the green flag. That's going to bunch them all back up here late in this one as Klein ends up off track. Now you see him right there behind the 29. A lap down, and he just gets into it there and just, oh man, just the drivers couldn't get checked up enough for the slower machine of Chris Klein. Chris Klein kind of gets shoved down to the bottom of the racetrack. Most definitely there, DB. The points will be interesting after tonight's race. Bigley had a great run last week. Having a great run this week. So there for DB Printing, Runkle's in the chat. Hopefully you're taking notes there, Runkle, on what you need to be writing about for this next edition. And then we're here into corner number 1. Here comes Barbray once again, getting up there underneath. Caution comes out, but that's not where the caution is. Drew Holleran coming there off the corner. We're going to see how this plays out. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. What? Where did this happen at? Chris Klein, possibly, again? Is that what we're seeing here? Chris Klein there on the bottom? No, that was the previous caution. Let's see here. See if we can spot anything. Come down there into the corner. We got Ingram back there at the back. And there it is. Klein once again spinning and looping it around there out of 4. Bringing out the caution once again. And if Klein didn't bring it out, they were going to bring it out there in turn 1 anyway. We saw him there. There you see Arnold in the mix. We're going to get rid of the race here in just a moment. They're getting ready for the restart, I'm sure. There we go. Holleran out front. Final lap, or 2 laps to go here, rather, I believe. They come around there out of turn 2. Wait a moment. Caution back out, unsure. I'm confused. Were they coming to the green flag here and he ends up off track? Is that what that was? Unsure. Man, oh man, okay, we're trying to figure this out here. Coming there off turn 4. Green flag is out down here into corner number 1. Holleran out there in front. Arnold there second. Benoit there in third. Here's they dive it through corner 3 and 4. Arnold, white flag in the air. Drew Holleran out there in front. Arnold there in second. Final lap. Drew Holleran could end up bringing it home here. Off turn number 3 and 4. He's got the lead. He's got the win here tonight at Slinger Motor Speedway. Drew Holleran getting the win. Arnold getting second. Benoit there in a third. And I think Klein is a little unhappy with Arnold. Corey Bigley there in 5th. After tonight's problems. Unofficial results, man, oh man. Man, what a finish tonight. These guys do not disappoint. If you want excitement, come join us for short track racing on Friday nights. These drivers do not disappoint. Drew Holleran getting that win here tonight. Camden Arnold there in second. Axel Benoit getting third. Aaron Longworth fourth. Corey Bigley fifth. Chris Klein there in sixth. Joshua Ingram there in seventh. Ricky Barbre in eighth. Tim McDowell in ninth. Jeff Clifton there in 10th. Matt Nichols in there in 11th. Jason Steptoe there 12th. Frank Rivet in 13th. That is your finishing order. As Drew Holleran, man, oh man, what a run for him tonight. We'll get here with the leaders momentarily. Start with Axel Benoit. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Benoit, you there? Do we have a copy for Axel? You there?
I can't hear him.
His mic's really low.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, I turned it up. I still can barely hear. Yeah, you're not coming through completely there, Benoit. Benoit works on that. We'll get here with second place finisher real fast. That is going to be Camden Arnold. Good evening there, Camden. How's it going?
It's all right. It's not really the way I wanted to get up here to a second place finish. I try to race people with respect and cleanness, but you know, it's Slinger and it's a very tight, high banked racetrack, and checkups happen really fast to the point where if you check up, you're getting plowed into from behind and a pile up either way. So, yes, I did run over a lot of people that race. It's not what I wanted to do. I'm sorry to all of them. But, yeah, I mean, I fought hard just like everyone else was, and we got to a second place finish, and I'm back up here talking to you.
Well, I don't know if you made many friends out there tonight.
Sure I didn't. A lot of people are probably mad at me, which I take full blame for it. Like I said, it's not the way I want to race. I mean, but it is a short track, and those things tend to happen on short tracks. So sorry to everyone, but here I am.
Well, you did a decent job there tonight trying to move through the traffic. I mean, it's not easy to pass here at Slinger, as it looked like it was pretty much one lane right there on the bottom.
Yeah, it's really just the bottom. You can't really make anything work on the top except burning your stuff up. And then to pass on the bottom is really even not that easy also because, I mean, everyone's just so fast down there. Unless they slip up off the corner or they get tight in, even then you get a nose alongside them like you probably saw a couple times I did, and they just kind of chop your nose off, and I try to avoid them, but I don't know. It's a short track, and Robin's racing, so yeah.
Well, great job there getting second. And you got sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank?
Yes, sir. 4C Tools and Equipment, High Side Bodies and Fabrication, Black Acid Apparel, Kirkpatrick Construction, and the admin for letting me in this league. This is my first race in the league. Definitely not how I wanted to put an impression on these guys, but I hope to correct that in the future races.
Yeah, hopefully you can hopefully turn it around here, especially if this is your first race with them. I know they pride themselves on racing clean, and I mean sometimes it is hard, especially at some of these short tracks, the way the short tracks are set up.
Yeah. Slinger is very fast. I mean, you see it on the sign. It's the world's fastest quarter mile. And I've been here 2 times in real life for the Slinger Nationals. And, I mean, those things happen there. I've seen it happen in the Slinger Nationals. I mean, people check up and there's really nowhere to go because it's just so close quarter racing. I mean, either you're going to check up and get piled into or you're not going to check up and pile into someone. But the goal is to not try to do any of that, and I failed that goal tonight. But like I said, I hope to improve on that in the next coming races.
Alrighty, well, great job nonetheless, and we'll see how next week goes for you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, that was your second place finisher. We'll see if Alex has his mic fixed out here. Alex,
can you hear me?
you got your mic fixed, you think?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you now.
Okay, good.
Well, you started 7th, worked your way up into 3rd place. It was a hectic night here at Slinger for sure. Kind of take us through your thoughts and everything here tonight.
Well, the first part of the race, I was just trying to drive my race, run the laps down, just try and work my way up to the field. But then when the big pileup happened and I got that damage, I didn't think I was going to be able to make it back up inside the top 3.
Well, you made it up there and held on to it. One thing I've noticed with short track racing is damage doesn't always mean you're down and out.
Yeah, definitely not. I just got fortunate that we didn't go green the rest of that last run there.
Yeah, I mean it was heating up to be a great race, and it's tough. It really is. And you know, some people say cautions breed cautions, and maybe that's what happened there at the ending stint. But I mean, still great job hanging on to everything and getting 3rd place tonight. You got sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank?
4C's Tools and Equipment, Eyeside Bodies and Fabrication, Black Acid Apparel, Kirkpatrick Construction, you and all the fans, and Frank. Yeah.
Alrighty, great job there tonight, getting there in the 3rd. And did you think you had a 3rd place car tonight, or is this kind of surprising that you were able to make it up here?
I knew I had the car. It's just early on in the race, I kind of tore up my tires, and I didn't know how that was going to affect me at the end. But once the caution started breathing, I definitely had a better chance.
Alrighty, great job there, and we'll see how next week goes for you there, Axel.
Thanks.
That's your 3rd place finisher. Now we'll get with your victory lane driver, Drew Holleran. Good evening there, Drew. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. How about you?
It's going really well. You had somebody cheering you on here in the chat, and from her uncle, or from DB Printing, cheering you on there to get your win here tonight.
That's good to hear. Very good to hear.
Well, this your first win in the SRA?
Yes, it is. I've come close, and but not like didn't get over the hump until tonight.
Well, I noticed you got a little bit of damage on the front end of that machine, but for the most part, you brought it across in one piece and was able to hang on to the lead. Did you think you were going to be in this position coming into the race tonight?
I thought I was going to be all right. I thought I was going to be about 5th to 8th. I didn't really, feel out the track too well in practice, and then qualifying, I saw myself jump up to 5th. So that's where I'm getting the 5th to 8 assumption from. But when I kind of got shuffled back there, and then they all wrecked at the end, it got me in a good position, and I knew it was all on me to capitalize on that. So that's why I think I was able to get through and get this one tonight.
Well, and that's the biggest thing, is being able to capitalize. I mean, we know Arnold was fast here tonight. You were able to hang on ahead of him there in those last 2 laps and bring it home for the win. So congrats on that. And, you know, what's it feel like being up here for the first time in the victory lane?
It feels great. You know, I came close at Hickory, and then I was really frustrated about IRP, and it didn't help that I had to miss Nashville. So because IRP, I felt like I threw away a great finish, and I've been kind of kicking myself about that, you know, the last 2 weeks. But this definitely makes up for it. You know, same thing with Iowa. I used up my stuff too much, and they all caught up to me at the end, and I fell from first back, you know, to further back, and couldn't get the ground back. So this is great. It feels great.
Well, you did a great job getting that win, and you got sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank there for getting that victory tonight?
Yes, I do. You know, everybody watching, and especially pulling for me, I really appreciate it when people come and pull for me. And want to shout out 4C Tools and equipment and High Side Bodies in fabrication, as well as Black Acid Apparel and Kirkpatrick Construction and DB Printing, and you know, 84 Lumber being on board, Trolls Tavern, and OK's, and you know, Coca-Cola, everybody on the car, and I appreciate it. You know, Toyota, and it was Frank as well for putting this whole thing together and giving us the chance to, you know, race this stuff. So everybody that makes it happen, I appreciate it, and you for broadcasting it so people can go back and look at the best parts of the race, or, you know, in some cases their worst parts of the race, on what they could do to change it. You know, without the broadcast, it's hard to do that. So it's a great deal we got going here.
Yeah, sometimes it's nice, almost like watching a tape almost of, you know, like coaches do in sports. It's almost like going back watching the tapes to see how you can best move forward from your week, whether it was bad or good. You can kind of learn from it.
Right. I also wanted to mention DV as well. It was cool for him to have me on the driver's spotlight a couple weeks back. I appreciate him for reaching out and letting me do that. So that was really fun. That made my day that day.
Alrighty, well, congrats. Now you're really topped off here with the victory tonight. Hopefully you can continue this momentum into next week.
I hope so too. I believe we are going to Wilkesboro next week for that big event, and then I think it'll be in the mini stocks. So a little bit of change of car for everybody, kind of, you know, a reset point, if you will, and then, you know, we come right back there in D's. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that.
Alrighty, well, great job, and can't wait to see how the rest of your season plays out. I know next week's an off-week non-points race, and have fun. I won't be around as I will be out of town, but hopefully you guys have a blast next week.
Thank you. Hey, you have a blast being out of town, man. You know.
I need a vacation, that's for sure.
You know, I agree with you. I agree. I need one too.
All right, have yourself a great night there, Drew. Enjoy your victory. Enjoy the weekend.
You as well.
All right, that's going to wrap it up here from Slinger Motor Speedway for your SRA Racing League and Racing Association here. So catch us here in a couple weeks, as next week, as you heard, is an off week here on the broadcast. Even though it looks like I don't remember if one's scheduled or not. I can't remember. I know there's one scheduled for tonight that should be a couple weeks in advance. So just bear with Flinger Farm TV, as some of the scheduling on Friday nights got a little out of hand, but we make it happen. We've been here. We got the correct stuff going when we can. So thank you all for watching. Have yourself a great night. Have yourself a great weekend. Thanks to all the sponsors and here for SRA and FFTV. And as we said, have yourself a great, great weekend. Good night.